Well, good afternoon and good evening and good morning and all that good stuff. As you can see, I'm doing some new things and I'm working on some things. I see you coming in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Howdy. Howdy. I hope you enjoy my new intro. I'm working on some things, trying to do some things different. Welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to the Monday moment with CK. Can you believe it? It's already Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. And listen, I'm excited to be here today to connect. Good evening, Dita. I see you coming in. I see you. I see you. And welcome, everybody. I guess this is a hot topic because I see everybody popping in. I see everybody popping in. Welcome. Welcome, Miss White. Welcome, Peach. I see y'all coming in. Welcome and thank you so much for joining me and taking time to connect with me on today, Monday. And today's topic is free yourself. Free yourself. Take the limits off. Take the limits off. What are you talking about today, CK? We're going to talk about it. So listen. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. First, I am CK, and I thank you so much for joining me. I am an author, speaker, CEO, and owner of KM Travels. And my main thing is I just love to help people see new adventures and so much more. But today, let's talk about this. Let's talk about taking the limits off. When it came to me and I was, preparing for this show, I was like, wow, take the limits off. There's so many times that we put limits in our lives, in the different things and in the way that we do things and how we prepare for things and how we allow things to stop us. So today I really want to talk about a few things in reference to taking the limits off. And I'm going to be quick. I'm going to be, like right smooth and right on time, and because I want to just talk about it as we talk about freeing yourself, because you can't go to the limits that you want you're going to go to if you keep putting limits on yourself. But the main thing you can't do and you should not do is limit God. And I'm going to end off about that because I want us to understand when you limit your life, you're putting limits on God and you're saying God can't do the things that he can do. And all things are possible with God. All things. So I want to take the limits off. It's not what you see. There are so many things that look a particular way. Yes, it does. It looks a particular way. It looks right. There's no limits with God, how God wants to do it, when he wants to do it. There's no limits. But one of the things I realize is that we always look at what we see, and that limits us. Because we look at what we see. We look at what we think that we can do or how we can do it. But we forget that there's someone greater, and I call him a person that's greater, that can do things greater than we can ever see and or understand. And one thing I'm learning is stop trying to understand. And I'm saying this because if we want to really be victorious in 2022, we've got to take the limits off. And that means not what we see. Because what we see is always not going to line up with what we've been praying for, what we've been believing God for, what we've been believing in our own self. And I know people are like, well, you got to believe. Of course you got to believe God. Of course. Because there's no limits with God. But you also got to believe in who you are and in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you? And that's why God is telling us, don't limit him. And when I say this came to me so strongly today, it was like, in the midst of me prepping, do not limit yourself in God. That's how I should put it. And it says, not having that spirit of fear. There's a spirit of fear, or we call it fear. And I don't call it false evidence appearing real, because fear is real to the individual. Good evening, Auntie. It is very good evening, Auntie Esther. It is very real to the individual. But what I love that the other part of it is, facing everything. And that's how you do that. You've got to face it. And that's how you take those limits off. When you face the fear and allow not the fear to limit you. Because fear puts a bounding on you. And it limits you. So you can't look at what you see when it comes to no limits. Free yourself from what you see. Free yourself from the fear and doubt. If you are trusting and believing, and I'm going to talk about God. There is no fear in God, but perfect love casts out all the fears and doubts, because he's not going to leave you. He's not going to forsake you. He's not going to forget you. He knows everything that you're struggling with. He knows everything that you are trying to accomplish. Take the limits off. There's no need, and I love this song, to worry what the night is going to bring. When you face it head on, what is your purpose? Take the limits off so that you can go to your destiny. One thing I heard in the messages yesterday, still fresh in my heart, is that there may be detours. There may be things that you face, but it never stops the destination. And that's why you've got to be careful of allowing what we will call the limits. Take the limits off. Free yourself. Free yourself. Don't allow those limits to bound you and hold you. And the main thing is, and this is my third part right now, is change the way you're thinking. Change the way you're receiving things. the negativity, the positivity. How are you receiving things? Because how you're receiving things and accepting things and going about your daily walk in life puts limits on you if you don't change your way of thinking. If everything that happens is a negativity to you and you don't see a positive in it, it's not funny, but I was smiling today because I was really thinking about how COVID really changed our lives and how we have to face things we probably never really faced before. And that what we really had to face is us. What we really have to face is who we are and our perspective and how we're living life and how we see life. And I said, wow, it made a difference. It made a difference. Some people's lives are changed forever. I should say all of our lives are changed forever. And now in New York, in different places, I guess, I don't know the clarity of it, them taking off the mandate. And some people are getting excited. Some people are like, no, I'm not taking off the mask at all at this time because it's your choice. And again, taking the limits off. So it's all about releasing yourself from what you see. Knowing that what you see is not the end. Knowing that fear will paralyze you and destroy all the blessings and great things that God wants to bring into your life. Because that's what it's about. That's what the fear wants to do. And that's what the enemy wants to do. Because he wants you to look at the impossibilities. But God wants us to look at the possibilities. And I'm getting ready to close out. So I want to end up by saying this. Take the limits off. Free yourself. Look at the possibilities. Look at the possibilities. Look at the possibilities. The endless possibilities. Let me put it like that. And don't be afraid to take the steps. Don't be afraid because you don't understand. Don't be afraid because you don't know what God is doing. You're never going to understand everything that God is doing. No, you're not. But what you will get to see is the endless possibilities when you take the limits off. When you not look at what you see, as I recap, when you release the spirit of fear and face whatever it is, take off the doubts and the fears and I don't know what to expect. It is what it is. Expect the unexpected, but keep walking in faith and not by sight. And fear is a trigger of so many emotions. And a lot of times we are in fear because of something that prior happened. And we don't know how it's going to work out, and that triggers fear. But the problem is, understand that there are going to be things that are going to happen, and we've got to stand up and keep standing strong and keep standing out and keep going forward in the midst of it all. It's a major obstacle that we've got to overcome. Yes, it is. Face everything and rise. Face it and rise. So blessings and love to everybody. There's no fear in God, endless possibilities. We're gonna make it. This too is gonna pass. As you can see, there's certain things being released, and you're gonna see it just fall right into place. And the new things that are going to arise because of it. So stay blessed, stand up, stand out, stand strong. But most importantly, free yourself. Take the limits off your life, off your purpose, off your destiny. And watch the endless possibilities. I just wanted to share that moment with y'all. Have a great rest of your evening. I am CK. I am your travel specialist, CEO and owner of KM Travels. I help you to see new adventures and so much more. As I am an author and, inspiration, motivational speaker, because that's what I love to do. As we rise together and we just move forward together. So again, blessings and love. Have a great evening, everyone. Those that are going to catch me on a replay, if you came to the end, I want you to put no limits. In fact, put no limits on God. There are no limits on God. There are no limits on God. Love and hugs. Take care, everybody. Take care, everybody, as we do this again on Wednesday. I should have a special guest on Wednesday, and I am excited as we begin and start Women's Month. And we started Women's History Month. Women keep rising. As we come a far way, and how far we're about, and as far as we are going to continue to go. Take care, everybody. Take care.